I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back to the Horror Checklist, a month-long extravaganza of horror-themed related Halloween-ish movies. I know today's review is not that much of a horror movie or Halloween movie, but when I planned out this month, way back, there were only 4 movies that were released or going to be released, and I had already had the Will Smith video that came out yesterday recorded before any of the other movies were announced, so this was a mistake. But because I had already had it all planned out for months, I couldn't really go back, and because I can't really just change my schedule because it hurts me on the inside, I am doing it. We're going to go back to our regularly scheduled reviews next week because this is the last new movie review of the Horror Checklist. I'm very excited for that. Let's talk about Gemini Man. I know I'm so late on this because I wanted to get some of the actual Halloween horror themed video and reviews out first, and this one I kind of just threw at the end of the month. So I'm kind of behind the times and everyone's probably already talked about it. It's not good. It's really not that great. I don't know how I'm going to get through this review. Bet you guys have already clicked off. I'm not surprised. I would too. But I'm probably just going to be reiterating what pretty much everybody else has said. I was not super stoked on this going into it, but again, because I already had it planned, I did it. I was not very fond of the way the younger Will Smith Jr. looked in all of the trailers. Everyone was like, oh, it's so great. It's just great technology. And okay, yeah, it's cool. You do get used to it after a while, except for this one scene at the very end of the film where he is just fully, obviously CGI, and it hurt to watch it. It was really bad. The action scenes between Will Smith and Junior or younger Will Smith are pretty cool. I will give them that. They were very fun. Will Smith switches between overacting and just regular Will Smith, so he's just, constantly at like a 9. He's really just up there. He's Will Smith. I like Will Smith. He was really good. I loved Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She really held her own. She was probably the best character, I think, in this. Benedict Wong was pretty good too. I really loved the relationship between his and Will Smith's character because it's not super built up, which kind of goes into the script and the way the story of this film is, it's not good. But okay, let me hold up, rewind. Benedict Wong was really great. His entrance into this expands into something a little bit larger within the film. If you've been watching my channel for a while, I love the show don't tell method. It's basically where you don't force feed your audience what you want them to know. You let them figure it out on their own, and sometimes you can say things and it's still considered show don't tell, and sometimes you can show things but in a very obvious way that makes it more telling than showing, and they did that here where they did some very long obvious holds on certain things that really were just like, okay,
you need to know this.
And then now I just realized it did not matter at all, except for to show that these 3 people, or maybe more, were related. Oh god, that's another thing. Oh god, cool. They did it for 2 characters, Will Smith's character and another character, and then they also did it for Benedict Wong's character, but for Will Smith's character and the other character, they did these really long holds that were at least 15 to 20 seconds. You could have shaved that down 3 seconds, just flash in the camera. You don't need to show it for that long. I did that with Benedict Wong when he was introduced to Will Smith and, well, to Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character because he is friends with Will Smith. Everything they had to do with Benedict Wong's character was really great because they did not really dive super deep into their relationship. You got enough information from the way the two of them interacted and any other anecdotes that they told, but with Will Smith's relationship with pretty much every other character, or any character he had a history with, they really laid it on thick. A lot of the times, what they were laying on didn't really matter, and it just took forever, and it took so much time. It was unnecessary, so a lot of that happened, and it wasn't very fun. For the most part, the cinematography was decent. It was very basic, run-of-the-mill cinematography that you would see in most any action movie. Nothing that really sparked any joy. So if Marie Kondo was here, I'd throw it away. There were some very, very strange shots. One of them was this weird fisheye lens that they used one time for one thing, and it really took me off guard when it happened. It was like they were supposed to crop it in, take out the fisheye. It looked like it was an unfinished piece of the film, and I absolutely hated it. They could have done that in a completely different way, especially since they did not reuse that style of cinematography or that shot later on. It just did not work for me. They also used Junior's point of view a lot before you actually really see him. When you're first introduced to him, he's wearing a hat and glasses, so you don't really know it's him, like know it's a clone of Will Smith, even though most everyone who is going to see this movie has seen the trailer already, so they know. It's almost like they're trying to hide the fact that he is a clone of Will Smith, but it's just it was weird and awkward. Anyways, I think that's pretty much everything I have for this. This was a tough one for me to get through. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. My rewatch score for this is TV. I don't really think that there's much explanation for that. It's kind of obvious that that's what this was heading towards. I really hope that you got through this, because this was tough for me to get through, and I apologize. It is a slightly lackluster review. The one next week, I can guarantee you, is going to be a lot more fun. Let me know what you guys think of Gemini Man in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really, truly do appreciate you. Whoever you are, let me know here in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I love talking about things, movies, TV shows, filmmaking, mystery, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!